Welcome to my channel. My name is Ola. Today we'll be talking about top 5 investments for beginners in 2025. Hi, my name is Ola and I'm the founder of olaoladele.com. In my over 15 years experience as a finance professional in trading, managing portfolios, I have realized that a lot of individuals struggle with the basics, how to actually start investing. So today I'll be talking about top 5 investments for beginners in whatever country that you are in 2025. Now, before we go into the top 5 investments that you can go into as a beginner, I want to explain my considerations in selecting these investments. In choosing these 5 investments, I consider 2 things, right? The level of skill and knowledge of the markets that you need to actually go into these investments and succeed at them, quite low. And the second thing, also the entry point, the amount of money that you need to actually start investing in these things, also quite low. Now, why are these 2 things important? Because the 2 mental blocks that people have when it comes to investing is, 1, I have no clue what I'm doing. For these investments, all you need to do is open accounts, fill form with your details. That's all you need to do. Now, the second thing is, I need to have big money to start. No. I put it to you that for most of this investment, with 10,000 Naira, you can start, 5,000 Naira, you can start with $5. In most countries of the world, there's a version of these opportunities and you can actually start. So you don't have an excuse. So as you start saving, a portion of those savings, while you are still trying to look at your money and see it piling up in your account, there's a little portion that can go into these investments for you to start building your wealth in this year, I dare say in this month. So the first investment I want to recommend is ETFs. Like I said, your skill level you don't need to have that much skill to actually go into this investment. What is an ETF? An ETF is short form for exchange traded fund. An exchange traded fund is a fund managed by an asset manager. So you're not the one making the decisions, right? So what they would say is that if it's an ETF focused on technology, they will be investing in technology assets, technology companies, right? If it's an ETF focused on the general market, right, the S&P 500 or whatever market you are in, right, the easiest thing to do is just buy that fund. You can start with the general market fund, right? And when you open the account with the fund manager, they will point you in the direction to start. That is the coolest part of this. And you can literally say, I'm going to do $100 a month, I'm going to do 10K a month, I'm going to do 50K a month, and you just start. Starting is the key, right? Now, why is this good? Because somebody else is making the hefty finance decisions for you while you are building your knowledge. For you, all you need to do is to have that consistency of setting that direct debit to your account, to that account, right, every month on payday, whatever, and you have started your journey. Doesn't it sound easy? What is stopping you? And if you haven't already, we have a beginner investor checklist. It's in the description box. Please click on the link in the description box and download it. It is free. It's free. I'm going to collect any money from you. It is actually free. So start this journey. There's nothing stopping you. But the most important thing to say, you have to take action. After you download the checklist, you have to take action. You actually have to open the account. And the second investment opportunity that you can start, Treasury Bills and government bonds, right? Wherever you are in the world, the country that you are in, there are Treasury Bills and there are bonds that you can invest in. You can either go through your bank or you can go through an asset manager. But the most important thing is that your money is not lying idle. It's not at zero. So every country has these. Like if you're in the United States, you're in Canada, you are in Europe, every country has it. The only thing that you would say is that some countries have higher rates than others. But I put it to you that high return is a reward for high risk. So when you see those high returns, understand that there's some risks that are at play there, right? However, you can do Treasury Bills, you can do bonds. It is easy. And the major thing is that once you set up that account, like I said with the previous option, you just need to move money to it diligently, and you go to bed, like literally go to bed. The third thing that you can do that is quite easy, it might not sound like much, but fixed deposits, right? Most times, even in the UK, the US, in Canada, you would get those emails from your bank saying that there's one particular product that is offering higher rates than average, right? If it's not money that you need and you can meet up with the minimum, why not if not? Especially when the money is at zero. Think about it. Why not if not? These are low brain activities. Like when I say low brain activities, the major thing you need to do is to fill a form. I know filling a form can be annoying, but once you fill that form once, you are on the road. What is the problem? So check out with your bank, look out for those emails, check out with your asset managers, and these are things that are in the beginner investor checklist, right? Check out those things and start. If you are at 0 and someone is offering you 3, why won't you take the 3? Like, why? Because it doesn't look like much, but if you keep at it over time, you realize that even at 3%, you're actually making progress. It's better than 0, and it takes away the risk of you throwing your money away or you spending it without knowing. You understand how that happens, yeah? Now, the fourth thing that I want to recommend is real estate investment trusts. Real estate investment trusts are somewhat like funds also, but it's basically a manager, a fund manager for real estate. So as against you buying the property and putting in significant amounts of cash or taking a mortgage and then taking the returns from rental and the capital gains that subsequently comes up, a real estate investment trust is basically a trust that has been set up for real estate, for a group or a portfolio of real estate assets, right? And somebody is managing it, and then you get your returns over time. But what is important here is that you are just dropping your money and they are regulated. All these options I've given you are regulated things that you can do. Why is regulation important? I dare say I should mention it here. Regulation is important because you really want to sleep and sleep with your eyes closed, especially when you are starting. You really don't want that fluctuation of, oh, I put my money, I'm not sure. But if the entity you are putting your money with is regulated, what they do is that they have to do their filings regularly. They have standards that they must meet up with. There's a lot of things that are put in place to make sure your money does not disappear. So that's why I'm giving you these ones. Not like there are no other ones. So there are other things. Watch out for my other videos and we'll talk about the higher risk things, right? But this is as a starting point. You want to sleep well. You haven't been investing before, or you've invested before and you've lost money. These are the things for you. The final thing I could say is fractional shares. These ones, there are pros and cons to it. Pro is that a stock is $1,000. You have $10, you will get your 0.0001, and so it helps you to build a portfolio over time. So slowly and surely you can actually build your portfolio. But the con here is that you're actually investing in the stock market, and what happens with the stock market is that it can go up and it can go down. However, if you are balancing out properly, meaning that it's not all the money that you have that you're putting in that one stock, then over time you realize that you'll be fine. But you just need to start. Yeah? So today I've talked about 5 things that you can put your money in as a beginner. Now it's also important to understand that once you open your stock account, right, you actually begin to get recommendations, you actually begin to get analysis, so you can actually read through and begin to understand what you are doing, which is very, very important. Understanding what you are doing and building that knowledge, that financial education over time. It's never like, did you go to school in one day and learn your whole course, the whole program? No, it was over time, and there was a practice portion. Yeah. So today we've talked about 5 beginner-friendly investment opportunities. The key thing there is that the entry point, the cash amount required is low, and the skill that is required is also low on these things. So the question to you today is, what is your excuse for not starting? If you have $10, if you have $15, if you have $100, you can start. You can actually start. And I just want to remind you that you can't outsource your health and your finances. Nobody can go to the gym for you. Nobody can eat vegetables on your behalf and you'll be healthy. It's the same with your finances. You actually cannot outsource your health and your finances. You have to engage. See you on the next video.